This is the High School Crossfire. Welcome back.
A good evening. My name is Kakai Patience Linda from St.Joseph'S Senior Secondary School, Naggalama, Team Affirmative. Ladies and gentlemen, August House, the negators have come here and said that stopping imports is clearly showing that these are economic differences. Yet, the major objective of countries coming together to integrate is, first of all, to promote trade. These are some of the objectives they are trying to achieve. It doesn't necessarily show you that these are economic differences. It simply shows you that one of the goals that has been put in place has simply been neglected. Why? Because of the political differences we are talking about, clearly stated by our Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a sad reality that political clashes are indeed a major obstacle to economic integration. First of all, internal conflicts within member countries have proved to be a major barrier to economic integration. The case of South Sudan is very fresh in our memory. August House, South Sudan applied in 2011 to join the East African community. But after long agonizing years, 5 of them, it was allowed in 2016 to join the integration. Why? Khalid Abdulaziz and Nafisa El Tahil, authors of the African News, put it clearly that there were internal conflicts which scared away members of the East African community from admitting such a country into their integration. What does that show? That political clashes within countries can further scare nations from admitting countries into integrations. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about differences in political ideologies. Have we long forgotten East and Western Germany that was further denied an admission into the European Union during the Cold War era? Because of, first of all, the difference in ideologies in this country. The East was socialist and the West was capitalist. It had to wait until 1958 to be admitted into the European Union. Why? Because there were different political ideologies. This further shows us that it has hindered economic integration in these nations. Ladies and gentlemen, we further go ahead to tell you that differences in ideas on democracy has also gone ahead to hinder economic integration. We shall look at the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, we've all heard of the Brexit. Why did the UK vote to get out of the European Union? One, the UK people felt like decisions that mattered in the UK had to be done by the UK. They also thought that it proved a better chance for the UK to regain control over immigration and its own borders. That clearly shows you that the difference in political ideologies further hindered this European Union. What has this resulted into? The UK has become 5.50% poorer than it was. And also the European Union has lost out on skilled labor from the UK. Productivity has reduced in the European Union. Capital has been lost. The much needed targets that were set have not been achieved because of such a major decision. What does this clearly show you? That this scares away investment and further shows you that political ideologies and political clashes have further proved to be a major obstacle in economic integration. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, our dear panel of judges. My name is Amron Tessa Zaneta, and I am the second negator. The resolution states that political clash is a major barrier for economic integration, but we are saying that we cannot measure on the minors. We are saying that political clash is not a major cause or is not a major barrier for economic integration. In fact, we are saying that it is actually economic differences. So the affirmatives come and tell us that it is actually because of difference in political ideologies. But what they do not get is that political ideologies actually come due to the need to raise their economy. And this takes us back to the fact that it is actually difference in economic in economic differences or different economic differences. So they come and tell us that countries like UK pulled out. They pulled out because they feel like their money can actually work alone. That is one of the reasons. That takes us back to our point of difference in currencies. This difference in currencies actually leads to difference in exchange rates. And like we said, our parameter is actually East African community. We are saying that, for example, Kenya is 31 times greater than Uganda in currency. And then we are looking at the fact that Rwanda is 31 times greater than Uganda, etc. But the fact is that this is actually affecting our exchange rates. Why? Because we are looking at the fact that East African community actually uses...
Point of information.
I'll take you later. Actually uses a dollar. The fact is that a dollar, we shall be paying more as Uganda compared to countries like Kenya. This actually makes us to spend more compared to the other countries. This takes us back to the fact that that is a difference in economy, making all of us not to benefit the same way, making countries like Kenya to actually be more developed than us. We are looking at the movement of goods affected by tariffs. These tariffs actually come due to the fact that these countries actually impose great taxes on us due to the need to develop their economy. This goes back to economic differences. We are looking at things like difference in quality of goods. So recently, we are looking at the fact that some of our goods were stopped from entering into Kenya. Like, for example, our maize. But this was not because of politics. No, it was because of their need to have quality goods. Their need to have goods that can actually sustain them. This goes back to their need to actually develop their economy. That goes back to economic differences. We are looking at the fact that at some point in time, Tanzania actually refused to license Ugandans and Kenyans in their country. Why? Because in their country there's a lot of unemployment. They stopped us not because of politics, no, but because of their need to develop their economy. We are looking at the fact that political stability, which they are saying is a major clash, political clash is actually brought about due to stable economy. If the economy is stable, there won't be these major clashes, these political clashes. We are saying these political clashes actually depend on the economy. We are looking at the fact that you cannot compare a child to the mother. We are looking at the fact that the root cause of economic barriers is actually economic differences. They come and tell us that there are internal conflicts and whatnot, but we are looking at the fact that these are all just minors. These are not something major to actually zero on. Like we said before, we refuse to measure on minors. That is why we are saying that we are measuring on the economic differences, that we are actually looking at the fact that they are the main cause of economic integration. Like we said before, our parameters are actually East African community, because this way we are able to actually find out what is truly affecting us. Thank you.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.